Welcome to So That Reminds Me, Reminder Publishing's bi-weekly podcast discussing Western Mass news. I'm Chris Mazza.
And I'm Dennis Hackett.
And we'll be your hosts for this episode.
This week we're previewing the area's upcoming Independence Day celebrations with a special focus on the East Longmeadow 4th of July Parade and the 3-day Enfield 4th of July Town Celebration. We sat down with Adele Hill, an East Longmeadow Rotarian and member of the East Longmeadow 4th of July Parade Committee, to talk about this year's parade, and Izzy Post Ruhland, the marketing director for the Enfield celebration, to get the latest on what that event will offer.
And we'll also give you a rundown on the other celebrations, parades, and fireworks displays taking place over the next few weeks to celebrate Independence Day. Independence Day, 4th of July is always a really fun time in this area. There's a lot going on, and of course, I know that I spent a lot of years going to the East Longmeadow Parade.
Me too, yep. That was like my childhood. That was where we were, whether it was the actual parade itself, the fireworks at the high school, or the carnival. That was usually our go-to spot for 4th of July. But
me as well.
Yeah.
I recall, I grew up in Springfield, so it was right down the road, and we would always meet. We'd always have a large family contingent that would go there. My grandmother would be there, aunts, and it was always a good time. And later on, I ended up going to the Enfield celebration a few times. I guess it was longer ago than I thought, but Eileen and I, there's a road race that's associated with that. Eileen and I ran that back before Megan was born. So that's getting longer and longer. She's about to be a second grader.
Yeah.
The school year's just ended. But yeah, it's always a good time, and there's so many different, while East Longmeadow has the big parade, there are all kinds of celebrations and things going on all over the place, and it's great.
Yeah, and the nice thing, too, is a lot of them are on different days. So if you wanted to make a week of going to 4th of July celebrations, you definitely could. And there's obviously a lot we're going to talk about today with that, but definitely options for what you want to do.
And of course, if you just want to stay in East Longmeadow or in Enfield, you could do that as well, because there's a lot more to offer than just a parade. There's the carnival. There's all kinds of music and fun things to do. But of course, if you want to spread out, as you mentioned, there are things going on all kinds of different days at different venues. So if you can't hit one, you're bound to find something else that you can find.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think with that, we're going to kick things off with our discussion with Adele Hill right after this quick break.
We get it. You're busy, but you want to be connected to your local community. If you're not reading The Reminder, Western Mass's free weekly newspaper, you're missing out on the heartbeat of your town. Stay in the loop with all the latest buzz, from local stories to community updates and exciting events. It's all in The Reminder. Just log on to thereminder.com and dive into the hometown news you love. To subscribe to receive The Reminder at your home, call 413-788-1316. Don't miss a beat. Your town, your stories, your community for over 60 years. The Reminder. We are hometown news.
All right, we are here with Adele Hill, a Rotarian in East Longmeadow and a member of the East Longmeadow Parade Committee. So to kind of kick us off, when and where is the parade going to take place? What's kind of the route, and who's going to be marching in this year in terms of groups and stuff?
So yes, it's going to occur on July 4th like usual. The step off of the parade starts with our fire department, and then our divisions go through the military division and then community and business organizations. Right now we have 7 confirmed bands, including the Mummers, the Marquis of Granby, Philadelphia String Band, the Great American Marching Band, the Yankee Doodle Band, the Connecticut Patriots, and more to come. If you remember the parades the last few years, we've had 7 roads from town, and also Trailer Trash, local as well, joining the parade on trailers.
Nice.
That's great. So how many people tend to enter floats for the parade?
Ooh, depends on the year and who's been busy and really wants to work outside in the heat like we have today. So usually we'll have about 25 or so floats. And again, it goes up and down depending on who's around for this time of the year. Unfortunately, July 4th is a Friday.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, July 4th is a Friday. So families who want to take away for the very long weekend and not be at home may not be joining us this year if they're float builders.
Right.
And then I guess what's kind of new with the parade this year is how much is the high school construction really going to affect things?
We've worked around that, just like the Rotary Club and the concerts has worked around that. The high school construction's not in the way, per se. We've worked through Ryan Quimby at the high school, who's in charge of the parade, by the way, not me. I'm just here to be the spokesperson. Ryan knows what's going on because he worked on the school site. So what we've done is we're going to put the floats at the Graciousness of St. Michael's Church. They're going to be there instead of actually on the high school field. We're still hoping that Lennox will support us with their parking lot where the Shriners usually will line up. They'll come down Marshall Street. The parade route actually starts at the high school, except we'll have to seed the floats in just after the kickoff. Depending on where they are in the parade itself.
Cool.
So how many people typically attend the parade each year?
Tens of thousands.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Families, usually a day or two before you'll see all their chairs lined out, all the way from the high school on Maple Street where it starts, down North Main Street over to Maple Shade, and then on to Elm Street. That's actually the parade route. I apologize, I didn't mention that earlier.
No, it's okay.
So you'll see them out, and hopefully it's not windy and there's no rain because all that stuff gets trashed if that happens. But that's the route, and we get tens of thousands of people coming. They invite friends and families over, and we also have the carnival in town around the same time.
Yes.
And then do you guys take volunteers for the parade? And then if somebody wanted to help set things up or things like that, is that something that somebody could do?
Absolutely. And all they need to do is go onto the website, and I brought the website with me because Ryan sent it to me earlier today to make sure I had it. There's a QR code, and it's also on www.eastlongmeadowma.gov/4th. You just go in there, you can register to march in the parade, and you can also register to volunteer for the parade. Every year we are lucky to have some of the high schoolers who need their community service come and be banner carriers for the parade as well.
Wonderful.
That's great. And then you also mentioned the 4th of July Carnival. So when and where will that take place?
Center field, right in the center of East Longmeadow. Center field or Veterans Field, depending on where you are in time with the town. It's called both. It's right there next to our lovely Seven Road Rotary, which is where the Seven Roads band name comes from. It's going to be occurring from June 28th through July 3rd, every evening, with good weather, of course, from 6 to 10 p.m. Also present will be our East Village Tavern running the beer garden again this year. And then on July 4th, they're actually going to run a matinee carnival for parade goers who want to bring their kids over to, give them all the sugary stuff before they go home that afternoon. The carnival will be open between 11 and 3.
Awesome.
Okay. And then you mentioned weather. How much would that affect, the carnival? Would it shift it? How would you shift things if there was?
The carnival is actually managed by an outside entity contracted in.
Gotcha.
And what they do is they watch the weather reports just like we do for our concerts. And if it's going to be thunder and lightning and, conditions not being able to have people out, they'll cancel the carnival for that evening. And hopefully we're just going to say it's going to be nice like today is, nice and hot, so people can come out and play.
And do you know if there's any new additions to the carnival this year, or what attendees can expect if they do go to the carnival?
They can expect to have a lot of fun. I don't have the specifics that Comerford is bringing in for the carnival. Once we get more information on it, of course, we can have that go out through social media. There's going to be the good food. There's going to be the fried dough that I always miss every year because I sit on the bandstand for the parade itself. But maybe this year, since they're opening earlier, I can get over there. And again, the beer garden's going to be there as well. So lots of fun, lots of rides for kids and older family members if you want to put them on the rides. Usually there's the lemonade, there's hot dogs, hamburgers, sorts of things. Just good food that you don't want to eat and let your cardiologist know about.
Right.
And you've mentioned music a couple of times. I know you mentioned Trailer Trash. What kind of musical festivities can people expect from the carnival and the parade and everything?
So in the carnival, the beer garden, usually John Sullivan from East Village Tavern and his crew, Maddie and the rest of the crew will set up local bands.
Oh, okay.
and entertainment there. For the concert series for the Rotary Club is in its 39th year for the summer concert series. Mm-hmm. And we're actually kicking off on June 25th with Ray of Elvis, which will be at Maple Shade School. We have 7 o'clock are our concert start times for the music. On July 3rd, we have Trailer Trash, which will start at 7. And the guys will go a little bit later because we actually have our first ever laser light show being hosted by Pinnacle Laser Productions. They're up near the Boston area, but we found them, and they're going to bring a 30 by 28 foot inflatable wall to show the laser light show. Mm-hmm. It's not the fireworks, guys. Yeah. We're not trying to replace fireworks because we really do not know that it's feasible for any time in the near future or the future based on our geographical location and the safety of people who own houses, because you don't want to set off fireworks next to somebody's house because that's a bad jujube. So we're going to use the laser light show this year to at least try to give some lightening, so to speak, to our concert series and try to still engage those attending. We are not going to be able to have the regular food vendors we do because of the location with Maple Shade. We don't want food vendors to come in and take up all of the parking for those who need a little bit of extra closeness to the venue and such. But we are working directly with East Longmeadow Police Department on a parking plan for that evening since it's going to be one of our bigger concerts. And we're also hearing that we may be shutting down Maple Shade Road from Porter Road to Elm Street. It's not shut down, but one way coming in from Porter. Okay. So there's better control, especially because we're going to have a lot of families and kids out there. And we want to make sure with the police department and the Rotary Club that we're really being safe for the community and those members who are coming to the concerts. So after that, we move to Centerfield for the rest of the concert series. And very briefly, July 9th is Project 267. July 16th is Brass Attack. July 23rd, my faves. Besides Trailer Trash, I can't leave. Jim, I'm not leaving Trailer Trash out on that. Ryan Harrington and his group over there with 7 Roads on July 23rd. July 30th is Union Jack. And then August 6th is Changes in Latitude. And we'll be in Centerfield for that. And just like we did last year after the high school construction needed to move forward and we needed to move off the field, we will have club cars or golf carts and such to help people come in from the parking locations to make it easier for them to get into the field and a little bit more safe.
So with some of these changes, like especially for what was the fireworks, now it's the laser show, do you still expect a good turnout?
Absolutely. We're the only game in town really on July 3rd besides the carnival and the beer tent, and we're going to have more lights than they do. We're really working for more lights. And again, it's an experience that a lot of people don't have. I looked at a 30-minute clip from Pinnacle a little bit earlier today, and I'm almost 59. It's very difficult to impress me. I was impressed. Awesome. So I'm hoping that those in town are also impressed by what we're trying to do, especially because all of the Rotarians, everyone on the parade committee, we're all volunteers. Right. And none of us get paid for it, and all of this stuff is done through donations.
You might have briefly mentioned it, but where is it taking place this year? Is it still
Maple Shade?
It's at Maple Shade, okay.
We're not able to use the high school grounds at all. Okay. Except for setting up for the parade. Gotcha. There's just nowhere to set up these things safely and have people in and out without disrupting what's going on there. So we wanted to be conscientious of that.
And so overall, what are you most looking forward to from this year's festivities?
The whole series being over so I can take an extra long nap. But just like every other Rotarian, we're looking forward to having community members come together, enjoy themselves, and just spend some time with family and friends that you don't get in our busy day-to-day lives anymore.
I think that pretty much wraps up all our questions. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
Of course. I told you I was ready to talk. The Grand Marshal, Dan Burek, who's a Rotarian, who's actually, we're going to call him the father of the fireworks coming to East Longmeadow 30 years ago, is the Grand Marshal this year. Dan has had great involvement with the Rotary Club for eons. He's actually one of our members. I think he's in his probably 35th the 37th year of perfect attendance for
Wow.
Rotary. The club is 55 years old,
Mhm.
so we're having our charter night next year. And we still have Jim Rintoul, our charter member, who's been coming to the Rotary events, and he'll be there for a lot of the events that we're having. We have a fundraiser that's been kicked off.
Okay.
A lot of our Rotarians are businessmen and women, and instead of going to them saying, okay, give us more money, we've entertained a Stars for Rotary. So if you're at East Village Tavern, you'll see them up on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Fazio's has them up on the wall. A.W. Brown's is kicking butt against the other ones who are sponsoring these for us. I just want to say they're selling the stars like you would not believe, and people are donating through there. They have an event June 14th that we're going to have the stars at it. Well, A.W. Brown's does a children's gardening thing. I'm not sure if you've heard of that, but they're doing a little children's gardening thing from 10 to 12 on the 14th, so I'll be there. Arnold's, thanks to Sue and her crew over there, Heather and the Elite Nutrition crew. The business I'm not supposed to mention would be Adele Hill, here in East Longmeadow, and Custom Auto Body. So we have 7 sites selling the stars right now. You're welcome to donate separately just to the Rotary Club if you wish. But we don't have a budget except for that we get in through donations, and we understand that everyone's looking for donations right now, so we're just looking to put it out to the community instead of going to individual businesses and asking. Although I'm sure somebody in Rotary is probably going to do that anyway. But we're trying to have more community involvement in what we're doing and let them know who we are. Lastly, unless you guys come up with other questions, our Rotary Club is one of over 40,000 around the world, with about 1.2 million volunteer members doing good works throughout the international community. In our community, the East Longmeadow Rotary Club, I'm sure you've heard that we do the college scholarships through two of our foundations. We've been doing human trafficking events for the last couple years. The media room at the Council on Aging came through the Rotary Club. I had no idea that the soccer field way back up in Heritage Park was one that the Rotary Club helped put in eons ago. We do a lot with our food pantry. We do a lot with donations for high schoolers. Apparently, by the way, the high school drone team took 6 out of 51 in the national
awesome.
competition
That's
recently.
amazing.
Good job to Harrison and his crew from that. So we do a lot of volunteer type stuff. And if anybody's ever interested in looking at the Rotary Club and maybe volunteering and becoming a member, if you go onto our club website, it'll say Adele Hill, involved in everything. Thanks, Derek, our incoming president. Click on that link. It'll send me an email and we can talk.
Great.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today. We really appreciate it.
And thank you for letting me entertain you and entertaining us to be coming in.
And we'll bring you our conversation with Izzy Post Ruhland on what's coming up in Enfield right after these messages.
Every month, Reminder Publishing's Go Local magazine features the best Western Mass and Northern Connecticut businesses. With articles on new storefronts, coffee shops, restaurants, and more, Go Local magazine is your resource to find the best businesses to frequent in the area. Go Local also features original recipes, how-to pages on festive crafts, a listing of places to go, and experiences to enjoy over the course of the month, and so much more. Pick up Go Local magazine at hundreds of businesses, banks, gas stations, and restaurants all over Western Mass and Northern Connecticut, or check out Go Local magazine at thereminder.com.
Looking to age well and live smart? Savvy After 55 is your guide. From fitness and nutrition to staying social and engaged, Savvy has the tips to help you thrive. It's also your go-to guide for caregiving, veteran services, job training, advocacy, and more. Savvy After 55, because that's what you are, and we're here to help. And this is Reminder Publishing Executive Editor Chris Mazza, and I am here with Izzy Post Ruhland, who is the Marketing Director for the Enfield Family 4th of July Celebration Committee. Welcome, Izzy. I'm really glad to have you with us today.
Yes, thank you so much for having me here.
So before we get into what looks like a really exciting list of events taking place over a 3-day span this year, let's talk a little bit about the history of this celebration, and if you could give a little bit of the background on that and really how it's grown over the years. Now, because this seems like it's a really, really involved, really exciting few days that packs a lot in, and I'd imagine it didn't start that way.
No, it didn't. This is year number 40 for us. So it's a big year. We're very excited for this to be the 40th Enfield 4th of July town celebration. We took a couple of years off because of the pandemic. We didn't have a celebration in 2020. We scaled back in 2021. We've been back since 22. So this marks number 40. The celebration started as a picnic with 5 families in Brainerd Park in Enfield. If you're familiar with that, in 1983, it moved to the Enfield Town Green because so many people had shown up to this picnic and it had grown so much it actually outgrew the park. And then in 1983 was when the formal committee was established, and we're a committee now of 26 volunteer directors. We begin planning in December of the previous year. And for folks like me, I start planning as soon as the last firework goes off. I'm already thinking about next year. We start planning, like I said, in December of the previous year, and we plan all the way up until the day of the celebration starts. We're totally funded by sponsors and donations, whether it's in kind or cash, and we're very thankful for that. And it's just a wonderful event. Our whole mission is to make sure that this 3-day festival is free of charge. No family should be turned away because of their inability to pay an admission fee, or a child can't do an activity or ride a ride or play a game. So everything that we host is free of charge, and that's something that we will always stick to. And we're really grateful to put it on. And like I said, this is year 40, so we're just really excited to have a wonderful celebration. We've got some tricks up our sleeve this year to celebrate the big milestone, so we can't wait.
Now, looking at this list of events that I have in front of me, the coordination for this event, it just has to be, you mentioned how long it takes to plan all of this, but the actual coordination of this and putting it all together, I'd imagine that is a monumental effort.
Yeah, there's 26 of us, and each of us kind of has our own area, whether it be adult beverages or our Taste of Enfield or our children's activities or a parade, or myself with the marketing, entertainment, fireworks. Everyone's kind of got their own specialty. And we meet once a month in December, January, February, and now up till around June, July. Right now, we're meeting every week to make sure that everything's squared off and ready to go. And the schedule that you have isn't even our final schedule of events. I'm supposed to be getting an even more updated one now with even more things on there. But everyone has their specialty area. Everybody who runs their area is super passionate about it, which is great because we're all excited about what we do. And so when you have folks who are excited to be able to put on this event, or passionate about this event, and then passionate about what they're bringing to the event, it just shows in our work. And we're super excited to see everyone down having a great time in less than a month.
Now, of course, Reminder Publishing is proud to and excited to be a sponsor of this event as well. So we're really excited to be a part of this. And really, if anybody hasn't been down to this event, regardless of what point of the day you're going down, you're going to find something that is fun and engaging. And so much of it is just like, it's family driven. So I'd love to start talking about some of the things that people, depending on the day, what they're going to see while they're there. It seems like, especially on Friday, we've got, if you're a music fan, that's a great time to be down there on Friday.
Yeah, so everything kicks off at 5 o'clock on Friday, July 11th. We've got music on the USA Waste and Recycling stage, our Taste of Enfield presented by Roto-Rooter, our beer garden, and our teen zone on Friday. And that goes from 5 until about 11:30. Saturday, things kick off at 9 o'clock with our Independence Day 5K, road race. We've got the parade, children's activities all day long. I could send you a whole separate sheet of everything that our children's activities directors have planned. It's wonderful. Our craft fair, our community area, Corporate Grove home show area. Music again starts on stage early afternoon and goes into the night. Taste of Enfield, Teen Zone, and that's all day Saturday. We're there all day Saturday, and then Sunday, same thing. It starts 10 o'clock in the morning with the car show, Mopar's in Motion, more children's and teens activities, the craft fair, community events. We've got a canine demonstration on Sunday, even more music all day Sunday, and then it's capped off by our fireworks that they're presented by Zambelli International, and this year they're honoring Frank and Carol Dodd, sponsored by their families, and we're super excited to be able to do that.
Now, a couple of the big things, obviously, there's the parade and the fireworks. But first, for the parade, for those who haven't been there before, where does this parade go? Excuse me, and when and where should people set up if they're looking to catch it?
Yeah, for the parade, it starts up on the old town hall, up by Post Office Road and South Road there in Enfield, on Enfield Street, and it goes all the way down to the town hall. It's the typical parade route that most Enfield parades follow. There are rolling road closures through Enfield Police Department. They'll release a notice and we'll share it on our Facebook page as well regarding those road closures. It starts at 11 o'clock, that parade, but we tell folks to get there early. Part of the fun that we like to incorporate is with our 5K road race. The final stretch of the 5K actually runs down the parade route. So we like folks to get there early and cheer on our runners as they're in the home stretch. And then they can hang out for a little bit and then be followed by a parade. So it's really going to be a fun time. And we had over 200 runners last year. So it really is great to see everybody out there cheering for them.
And the fireworks, which kick off at 9:45 on the Sunday, where's a great spot for people to watch those?
Well, I'm super biased, and I say right there on the Enfield Town Green at the Enfield 4th of July Town Celebration, and that's where I've always experienced them. A long story aside, I'm very fortunate because I'm a third-generation director. I've been around this event my whole life, and my family's been around it for its entire 40 years. But there's nothing like the green and watching them from the green, but I have been told you can view them from around Enfield and general areas, but being on the green, you have an unobstructed view. We have music ready for you guys to be able to see it, so we're super excited.
Now, obviously, there are a whole bunch of different events going on all 3 days. For you personally, is there any one thing that you're just like, every year, this is my favorite thing?
It's those fireworks. The fireworks are honoring Frank and Carol Dodd. Frank and Carol Dodd are my grandparents. My grandpa was part of the committee 40 years ago when it moved to the green. My mother and father did it when my parents were pregnant with me, and here I am. I'm year 10 on this committee. I live in Virginia now, but I come back to July, and I'm a true Enfield person, Enfield resident for those 3 days. I couldn't imagine a life without the celebration, and just seeing 60,000 people on the green all smiling and knowing that you've put all this hard work into it to be able to create those memories for those families. It's something that you truly can't put into words. So being able to sit there on the stage, because I help see the event, being able to sit there on the stage and just look out on the green and see all those folks, there truly is nothing like it. So
you really truly are an embodiment of the community spirit that this event is really putting forward.
Yes, yeah. Like I said, I'm almost getting a little emotional thinking about it now, but it really is just something special to be a part of. And like I said, every member of our committee, all 26 of us, we do this because we want to. We're all volunteers. We're not getting paid. We actually, pay dues to help put on this event. And we love it because we want our community to have something to look forward to. And again, it's so family focused. We want these children and these families who may not be able to afford a larger festival to be able to come down and have a great time with their families. And so we just try to have a little something for everyone. We appreciate everyone who helps us make it happen. We have hundreds of sponsors like you guys at the Reminder. Our title sponsors are the Town of Enfield, Bud Light, iHeartRadio, Channel 3, and we couldn't do it without them. So thank you to everyone who helps put it on, and we're really excited to be doing this for 40 years now.
Now, for those who are planning on attending but are looking for some more information, you've mentioned that things are changing a little bit even as we speak, perhaps. What's the best way for them to stay on top of everything that's going on? They can find the information on what is happening when and where, and where can they find all that information?
Yeah, everything can be found on our website. It's enfieldcelebration.org. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, Enfield 4th of July Town Celebration on Facebook, and then Enfield FOJTC on Instagram. We're posting constantly right now. I'm going through our schedule of events and putting something out for every single thing that's going on. We have everything listed out on our website as well, and then we'll be putting out live updates throughout the weekend. We are rain or shine, however, we are at the mercy of our contractors and our vendors. If something happens, or Enfield police, who we work closely with, say, hey, there's a storm rolling through, or it's not safe to have folks outside right now, we go by their advice. But we are rain or shine, so if there's a little drizzle, still come on down and bring an umbrella, bring a chair, and kind of weather the storm with us, and we really can't wait to have everyone here. But right now, at this point in June, we're going to say it's sunny and 75 all weekend.
That's right. One thing that I just noted, and I wanted to make note of for those who are listening who are interested, there is a free shuttle bus service between the Enfield Square Mall and the town green. So that's a nice little added bonus. So if people are worried about parking and how to get there, this is a nice added bonus service that is being offered.
Yes, yeah. So like I said, everything is free of charge. So we have free parking as well. Some folks around the area, with properties around the areas, will charge for parking. But if you go to the Enfield Square Mall, there is free parking there. There will be signage directing you where to park, where the pickup zone will be. The buses run about every 15 minutes. But if you just follow that signage, I can't tell you where in the Enfield Square Mall because we're still working that out, but it'll be very clearly marked where to go. That will be communicated as well online, and then feel free to park there. And the shuttle buses run until after the fireworks, after the music. So if you want to stay till the end of the last concert, there will be shuttle buses running to get you back to your car.
All right, so the Enfield 4th of July Town Celebration was taking place Friday to Sunday, July 11th to 13th. Izzy, anything else that you think people should know, or anything that we haven't talked about that you'd like to make mention of?
Yeah, we already thanked our sponsors. We are still taking sponsors. If you're somebody out there who's kind of moved by what we do or intrigued, we would love to see you become part of our celebration. We like to say we're a family, and we would like to have you join it. So if you're interested in sponsoring, please reach out. If not, we hope everybody comes down. It's our mission to be able to do this. It's our passion to be able to do this, and we're super excited to celebrate the celebration and the 4th of July with you and your family. So we can't wait to see you on the green.
Well, I can say I've been to this event before. It's always a good time. My wife and I have run the road race, and that's a great event. So I'm looking forward to heading down there with my family again this year. And thank you very much for the time.
Thank you so much for having me, Chris.
My pleasure. Well, obviously, we highlighted two of the biggest 4th of July events in the area, but there are celebrations, as we talked about, occurring all over Western Massachusetts, including some starting this weekend. So here's a quick list of what you can look forward to. The Northampton Family 4th celebration kicks off the local festivities this coming weekend on Saturday, June 21st at Look Memorial Park. All events, including a bounce house, carnival games, wellness activities, live music, and more begin at 5 p.m., and the fireworks begin at dusk. The rain date for this event is Sunday, June 22nd. For more information, visit northamptonfamilyfourth.com. Munson Summerfest will also host its annual fireworks display at Quarry Hill School on Saturday, June 21st, with a rain date of June 22nd. On the morning of July 4th, Munson Summerfest will host a pancake breakfast and a bicycle and doll carriage parade, followed by the traditional 4th of July parade. After the parade, an afternoon of activities includes cornhole tournament, craft vendors, and a beer garden. Visit munsonsummerfestinc.com to learn more. Holyoke will have its fireworks display on Friday, June 27th at Holyoke Community College at 9:30 p.m., and the rain date for that has been set for June 29th. Over in Chicopee, their annual fireworks celebration will be on Saturday, June 28th at Zott Park, with live music and food starting at 6 p.m., and the rain date for that is Saturday, June 29th. Then up in East Hampton, the Thunder in the Valley Concert and Fireworks Festival will return to Park Hill Orchard for a pre-Independence Day celebration on Saturday, June 28th. The gates for that open at 11:30 a.m. with concerts, food and drink, vendors, and games all day. Fireworks begin at 9 p.m., and proceeds from this event will benefit the Children's Miracle Network at Bay State Children's Hospital.
Westfield's firework display is set for Saturday, June 28th at South Middle School Field, starting at 9:15. The rain date is July 29th. The city's annual parade steps off at Hampton Ponds Plaza on July 4th at 10 a.m. In Amherst, the University of Massachusetts will host the town's fireworks display on Thursday, July 3rd. The festivities begin at 6 p.m. with activities, entertainment, and vendors. The fireworks start at 9 p.m. And South Hadley's fireworks will be held at the Michael E. Smith Middle School on Thursday, July 3rd, with a rain date of Saturday, July 5th. Festivities, including rides and games for kids and music, will start at 5 p.m., with the fireworks commencing at 9:30.
The Wyben section of Westfield will host its 74th annual 4th of July parade with a new event, a family kickball game, on July 4th. The game will start at 9 a.m., and the parade will step off at 5 p.m. This year's theme is Farming in America. Spirit of Springfield will once again host Star Spangled Springfield at Riverfront Park on July 4th from 6 to 10 p.m. This event will feature music and family-friendly entertainment and food vendors before the main event, the fireworks display from the Memorial Bridge. For more, visit spiritofspringfield.org.
Now, the Star Spangled Springfield is one that's always one of the most recognizable events that we have here. I think it's great that they're able to do something at Riverside or at Riverfront Park now. For a long time, they would put off the fireworks, but unless you happen to live close by, there wasn't really a lot of places for you to go to actually go and watch them. So it's nice that we have the Riverfront Park now, and I think it's been since like 2010 or so that they started having this event down there, and so I think it's really cool that they've been able to kind of expand.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always good to see things kind of expand like that, especially for 4th of July, which is, huge for families, I feel like.
And hats off to Spirit of Springfield, who constantly finds ways to put Springfield back in the spot.
Yeah, seriously. Between the pancake breakfast, bright nights, it's just like so much stuff that they do in the city. But
outside of the city, Greenfield will host its Independence Day fireworks celebration on Saturday, July 5th at Beacon Field. Activities begin at 4 p.m. and continue until 9:30 when the fireworks begin. The rain date is set for July 6th. And Otis Reservoir's annual fireworks can be seen from the Tallinn State Forest Beach on July 12th, with a rain date of July 19th. So many great things that are going on. I think that we've already mentioned that if you can't hit one, the odds are pretty good that you'll be able to find something on a day that'll work for you.
Absolutely, yeah. And then kind of looking back at this list, too, of the other events, I know I've gone to Munson Summerfest a couple of times. I want to say we went when I was really little, and I don't really remember that. I think we went when I was a little older, but I definitely remember the fireworks up at Quarry Hill School. But it was a fun time, so just like that and plenty of other things. I mean, we've got tons to look forward to if you're looking for food and fun for the 4th of July.
Yeah, in the past, my family has done the Holyoke fireworks it's nice because you're kind of at an elevated location because the school is kind of built into a hill, so there's a lot of great viewing there.
Nice, yeah. And with that, we're going to wrap up another episode of So That Reminds Me.
Thanks for listening. Happy 4th of July, and we'll be back with another episode in 2 weeks.
Thanks for listening to So That Reminds Me, produced by Western Massachusetts news source Reminder Publishing. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, find the latest news at thereminder.com, and follow Reminder Publishing on Instagram at Reminder Publishing, on X at The Reminder MA, and on Facebook. Reminder Publishing, we are hometown news.